This is an incorrect recap of chapters 11 through 20 of the series SSS Class Revival Hunter. Chapter 11. What's all you doing in this wee little yoga swamp? Kim would like for the Marshal King to know that he is not and will never be shite. Don't be like that, Kimmy boy, as they say. Practical is always better than theoretical. So Kimmy boy should focus more on the elixirs running through his veins than whining, as the very unhappy Onion winds up to whack at Kim. Oof, a swing and a miss. Ooh, sending the ogre's batting average below 250, which means he misses the incentives, and he is not pleased about that development. As he goes for another dinger, but Kim then evades the swing, turning around to finally face Swamp Ass Incarnate. The Marshal King says about time Kim does something worth a damn. Kim, using the power of the elixir, starts charging up his jump, unsheathing his Kim Gunja Slayer 9000 and super jump towards the ogre, putting the knife in the ogre's chest, and finally felling his first real opponent since going back 11 years in the past. The Marshal King is impressed. He was sure that Kim was going to die at least a couple of times before he took out one ogre, but look at him. Kim's pretty sure he's dying, but it dawns on him that he's actually doing it. He's really starting the journey to become the strongest. But the Marshal King then asks Kim a very simple yet important question. What is he going to be doing about the second ogre? Chapter 12. So this is how Kim copies other people's skills. Yeah, pretty much, but unfortunately for Kim, these little shites won't stop moving, so he can't get behind them to see what they actually say. Well, that's funny, because the Marshal King can see what the cards are, no problem. Hearing this news, Kim's really fucking excited, as this means he can now beat the house. So what are the skills Kim can copy from the orcs? After reading off a few skills like Kevin Gates, Dad's gonna go grab some milk, and premature celebration, the Marshal King reads the final skill called reproductive fertility. Its description: the streets be tough for a motherfucker, so when life gives you goon bait, you must learn how to master said bait. Well, Kim knows what skill he's going to be copying. Time out. The Marshal King thinks they should talk about this. Too late. Give Kim the power. Well, Kim calls that a successful skill copy. The Marshal King, on the other hand, does not agree with that assessment. Now, later on in the day, the Marshal King is trying the bold strategy of negotiations with Kim. However, Kim does not negotiate with terrorists, so the Marshal King might as well go ahead and shut the hell up and let him cook. But there lies the problem. The Marshal King does not want him to cook at all. Elixir down Kim's gullet. Now time for him to try this again. But first, Kim's wondering, does the Marshal King want to see something neat? Kim dashes at the ogre full speed, and as the ogre turns to see Kim, Kim then speaks in ogre, confusing the ogre. But translating what Kim said, he asks the ogre if it's willing to send nudes. The ogre's eyes light up, as it's been waiting for the day someone asked for nudes, distracting the ogre enough before Kim turns the ogre into a past tense, dropping the ogre instantly. Kim says to the Marshal King, "See? Neat." The Marshal King is wondering, what's wrong with him? How is he just going to get the ogre hot and bothered like that just to do them dirty? Does he have no moral compass or dignity? Kim responds to the Marshal King's question in ogre, "Send nudes?" The Marshal King proceeds to go on a verbal tirade that would leave any YouTube channel demonetized for generations. Chapter 13. After about a week of goonbaiting the entire ogre population, Kim finally made it to Goblin Biker Big Gabunga. Kim focuses up his aura before leaping at the Big Gabunga, screaming at the top of his lungs in ogre to send feet pics, catching the Big Gabunga by surprise before lunging his knife in the Big Gabunga's chest, detaching all exceed materials from him. The Marshal King, in dull tone, congratulates Kim for beating the weakest boss. Does he want a cookie? The Marshal King can go fuck himself, as Kim beat him, only dying 5 times in the process. The Marshal King is not impressed, considering that Kim did nothing aside from goon baiting ogres and goblins. Kim's wondering, since when did the method matter when clearing floors? When then they're interrupted by the tower congratulating Kim for defeating the 5th floor boss, and as a reward for his achievement, the tower shall be granting him his very own unique aura for future aura farming purposes. Kim's finally done it. He's been recognized by the tower outside of when it told him to die, but this time it's acknowledging his existence. Later on, outside the dungeon, the Marshal King sincerely congratulates Kim on getting his own unique aura. Yeah, Kim's pretty excited about it too, which is why it's time to head to floor 10 now, isn't it? Whoa, Kim has too much dip on his chip now. He needs to relax, he just beat floor 5. That's exactly why he's going to floor 10. The Marshal King is irritated. Does Little Pup now think he's hot shit or something? Kim bets the Marshal King that he can beat floor 10 within 7 lives. Okay then, since he's so cocky, what are the stakes? If the Marshal King wins, Kim will call him master and listen to everything he says for 1 year. And if Kim wins, the Marshal King will call him master and listen to everything he says for 1 year. So then, deal? Kim's goddamn right it's a deal. Kim can't wait for the Marshal King to call him master. Now at the front gate of floor 10 stands a lone knight informing the traveler, Kim, to return the way he came. Kim's curious as to why he can't challenge the boss. Good said, the knight in good conscience cannot allow him to go in there alone and die a pointless death. The Marshal King starts laughing because if Kim can't even face the boss, then doesn't that mean that by default, Kim loses the bet? Kim slowly walks over to the god asking, is the good sir aware that Kim actually has a terminal disease and will most likely not make it to the end of this year? This CC's the knight. The Marshal King can't believe the fucking audacity of Kim to even try this. Kim continues his Oscar-worthy performance, that if he's going to go out, he would much rather prefer to go out on his own terms as a warrior, fighting for the future of humanity, even if no one will remember his name. And as a sign of sincerity, Kim hands the god a shit ton of money, saying how it's his whole fortune as he knows the guard will put it to much better use than a dead man. Kim then asks the guard once more that even though Kim was not able to choose to be brought into this world, would the guard still deny him the way he wishes to go out? The guard buys the guilt bait, hook, line, and fucking sinker. The Marshal King can truly not believe the bullshit that is occurring in front of his very own ghostly eyes. The two now stand outside floor 10's boss level. Kim opens the door as he beholds most people's fucking nightmare, dolls. A fuck ton of dolls. They then ask him if he would like to play a game. As the house ignites in flame, Kim says, bring it on, you little shits. Chapter 14. The dolls chant in unison, come on, mister, play a game with us. The Marshal King's curious. Is Kim aware what this means? As the Marshal King starts laughing at Kim, saying that this means that he's already about to be down 1 life. Yes, Kim's noticed. Now the dolls are chanting, one of us, one of us, one of us. Do they want to play a game or make Kim into one of them? If Kim had any answers, does the Marshal King think that Kim would not have answered one of them by now? The Marshal King tells Kim that if he does manage to find any answers, do in fact ignore them and just die 7 more times. If the Marshal King was not already dead, Kim would kill him himself. Okay, you little TikTok chat GPT attention span lacking brats, what game do they want to play, huh? What, tag? As Kim touches one of the dolls and it spits an incoherent amount of brain rot at him until it fully melts. Kim tells the Marshal King, oh, so this is how people start doing drugs. Marshal King is now pretty sure he understands why they're burning this place down. So is Kim ready to surrender the bet? Because the Marshal King is ready to be called master anytime now. Oh, Marshal King, don't get too excited there. Still 6 more runs. But it's time for the most important part for Kim, and that's dying a horrific death. But more importantly, time to unlock a new skill. Wow, Kim should look at this. They've hit the jackpot as it's an SSR skill called Flame Retardant. Skill description? Keeps the fire out and lets the autism in. What does Kim think the skill means by that? Kim's not convinced. That skill seems a little too convenient. That's why Kim wants the Marshal King to read the rest of the cards to him. Oh, you gotta be fucking the Marshal King. Fine. There's Lovely Lady of the Labyrinth, Tongue Brain Rot, Poppy Playtime Part Infinite. See, the other skills are mostly useless like the Marshal King initially suspected. And the last one, Ifrit's E-Kitten. Ladies and gentlemen, we found the one. Wait! Listen, the two of them can surely have a civil discussion about this and just pick Flame Tardant, which is the best card here. Clearly, look, it's all gold and shiny. Well, that's truly neat, Marshall King, but Kim's already redeemed Ifrit's E-Kitten, a skill that allows the user to pick people and things. Those people/things then proceed to become immune to flames. It was at this moment the Marshall King realized that the bet with Kim is cooked. Kim tells him that he's just built different and is wondering would he like to call him master starting now to get it over with faster, or after he officially defeats the boss, because with this skill the boss is basically already defeated. Now time to return to the past, but first, remember the whole trauma side effect with the revive skill? Well, it's about time for Kim to remember that stipulation as well. Chapter 15 now regrets 24 hours with a new skill and a soul with some brand new hot off the presses trauma, making the tension in the room so thick it could clap without having to use hands. The Marshall King says, so that's what happened on that island. Kim is wondering if it's possible for the Marshall King to kill himself. The Marshall King tells Kim no need to be so down about it, as he personally has seen much worse. Is the Marshall King wholeheartedly dead ass right now? The Marshall King tells Kim that he needs to pull it the fuck together, soldier, as the rise and grind and rise mindset takes no prisoners, no hostages. So what now? That Kim knows of the boss's sad past? What is he going to do now? Walk into the boss room and try to be friends with it? No, he still's going to have to kill it. Kim tells the Marshall King that he certainly brings up some points of all time, but he has a boss to run it back with. Now back in front of the 10th floor boss room, the Marshall King is still yapping, trying to apologize in an intriguing way, to say the least, before Kim snaps and asks the Marshall King if he could please shut the fuck up for 5 minutes. Holy God, he's yapping more than Kim's fictional bitch of an ex-wife. Now, if the Marshall King could kindly excuse him, as Kim has some children to play with once again. The dolls ask Kim if he would like to play a game. Kim says, oh, you little illiterate lambs. Kim shall show them the joys of things outside the tablet and phone. The dolls respond, wait, what does Unk mean? Fun outside, scrolling TikTok at 4 a.m. like a crack addict getting their fix? Yes, there's a game called hide and seek. The dolls wonder, how does one play hide and seek? Simple, they all hide and he's going to seek. And if he finds all of them, he wins. Got it? The children all understand. Let the games begin. Tag, that's one. Double kill, triple kill, quadra kill, pentakill, Kilimanjaro. Tactical tag incoming! As Kim finds the last one, the doll asks if Kim wants to play a game. Yes, little one, Kim's always ready to play a game. And with this tag, shall be free of the screen. May she and all the other children rest in early and mid-2000s McDonald's and Chuck E. Cheese play places. The last all melts away as Kim and the Marshall King just sit there in memorial. Chapter 16. It's over, it's done with. Kim is successfully solo floor level 10 and only died once while doing it. But the Marshall King is a tad bit confused why Kim doesn't look elated, but instead looks like someone has just run over his dog. Kim should be celebrating that he beat a hidden stage. Even the Marshall King struggled with beating hidden stages. Kim says even after clearing all those stages, it's really unfortunate that the Marshall King never found the skill known as shut the fuck up. As Kim really sits there and reflects on how fucked up doesn't even properly describe the backstory behind this stage. Well, champ, it's only going to get shittier. But Kim did a fantastic job being able to beat floor 10 solo. The hell is the Marshall King trying to pull right now? What? The Marshall King is just genuinely impressed by Kim's tenacity and perceptiveness to overcome these tough and grueling trials. As the tower celebrates the humans of Earth for clearing the 10th floor, even though they did not participate in the group project, they all still get an A. Wow. Now it actually feels like Kim is a relevant somebody. Well, this is just a start for Kim. The guard from earlier comes Sonic dashing over, yelling, did he actually fucking clear the tower? Wasn't he going in there to kill himself? Kim's curious, is it a problem that he cleared the 10th floor? Why yes, quite so, as his bosses are blowing up his phone like he has a late payment on child support, asking him who cleared the 10th floor. Well, it looks like Kim's quiet life is coming down to their final days. The Marshall King hopes that Kim is mentally prepared to be standing at the pinnacle of humanity. Kim tells the guard, who knows who could have beaten the 10th floor? Can he at least tell him his name? Kim replies that information is not cheap. And if he remembers correctly, he already paid him off earlier. Come on, man, at least give him a Twitter handle. Hell, he'll even take a blue sky. Truly a magnificent way to handle the situation. Kim truly deserves to be at the peak. Does the Marshall King think he's slick? Did this motherfucker truly think all the recent kiss-assing would have him forget about the fucking bet, huh? What? No, the Marshall King would never try to renege on a bet. But that bet they made was just a wee jokey joke, a little hee hee and ha ha. Right, Kim? Kim. He's never heard of that name. Who is this Kim the Marshal King speaks of? The Marshal King begs Kim to please not do this to him, man. But once again, he is not sure who this Kim person is that the Marshal King keeps referring to. It's now the next day as Kim's listening to podcasters' conspiracy theories on what actually happened to the 10th floor and how it was actually beaten, while also enjoying a fresh cup of joe with the Marshal King. Oh, silly Kim, he forgot that the Marshal King cannot enjoy the fresh joe with him, as he is just a mere apparition in Kim's head. Oh dear, how could Kim possibly forget such a detail and ignore it? Doesn't the Marshal King agree that forgetting the details is something so important, as well as ignoring that fact, an extremely foolish thing to do? The Marshal King agrees with Master Kim that forgetting something so important and ignoring that fact is an extremely foolish thing to do. Master Kim is so glad to see that the Marshal King also agrees with his sentiment. Who would have such little honor and dignity to ignore the stipulation of a bet they were so extremely confident about? For the love of the tower, just strike him down already. The embarrassment is heavy enough to sink continents. May Master Kim remind him that the tower cannot save him from his own mistakes. Master Kim then looks down and there he sees in the coffee shop a putty cat. Oh my goodness, what is such a pretty little putty doing here? Fun fact, this cat is actually a very important person transformed as a cat. However, not many people are actually supposed to know this, so Kim just plays along with it for now. But if she's found him, that must mean, and speak of the devil, is there a Mr. Kim currently in this establishment? Well, it would seem these fine people are looking for him. Well, excuse him as he has came at the behest of the paladins. Wait just a moment. They're confused. What's the issue? Master Kim points out they come into this fine establishment and cause a scene, a commotion even, but yet they don't even order a fine succulent drink? That's quite rude, don't they think? Do they all see how much better and more quiet and suitable this is for talking? So then, welcome to Kim Tank, and he's willing to listen to their offers. All the groups here start making offers trying to one-up each other with money, perks, and benefits like a credit card company before the cat yells out, 1 million gold coins, as she hops down and transforms into a beautiful brown-skinned queen, as she's pretty sure none of them can currently make a better offer. But in Kim's eyes, the actual negotiations start now. Chapter 17. The Merchant Queen finds it quite peculiar that Kim's not shocked the cat just transformed into a person right before his eyes. One of the other representatives asked the Merchant Queen, what in the fuck does she mean 1 million gold? Is that not quite excessive for one person? No, the Merchant Queen does not think so, as when you got it like that, you got it like that. So they should probably hurry up and call their bosses over so they could be done with it. After a little while, you can hear in the distance someone yelling, "You motherfucking hairball spitting ass cat!" Well, it seems like they're finally here as the other guild leaders make their way into the shop. The one cursing loudly like a sailor is ranked 5th in the world, Arbok. Then after him, the 4th ranked Cult Indoctrinator. Then the 6th ranked Holy Paladin. Then lastly, the 2nd ranked Hunter in the world, the Black Witch. So let the for realsies negotiations begin now. The biggest guild leaders in the world are directly sitting in front of Kim, exuding copious amounts of aura. So that's how they're going to test Kim. Well, this tactic would surely work on a lesser man, but not on him. Kim calls over the barista. Yes, could he please fetch him a cup of green tea? The waiter's like, sure. The Marshal King is impressed with Kim's correct response, keeping his composure and showing 0 openings. The Marshal King can keep Krispy Kreming all he likes. It changes nothing. The Black Witch believes that's enough with the introduction. She would like to get straight to the point. What association is he planning to join? Oh, don't be like that shit. What happened to making an offer that Kim can't possibly refuse? In that case, Kim asks her a better question. Why do they want him so badly then? That's certainly true, but Kim knows that this is a bit deeper than rap, as the kids would say, than just picking one of their guilds. So how about this? Kim has his own motives, and they very clearly have their own as well. But conveniently, like the constellations in the sky, his motives align with theirs. And with him seemingly being the golden goose, whoever gets him will definitely have the advantage over the others, which would certainly be unfair to the other guilds in the room, right? So instead, why don't they play a little game of poker? The Black Witch is curious. What exactly is Kim getting at here? Well, it's quite simply, you see, they're going to play a game of poker, except the stakes are going to be a bit different. Whoever wins will have the honor of Kim joining their posse. However, if Kim wins, he will get the prestigious honor of joining all 5 of their guilds. And they have to keep him clearing the 10th floor solo quiet until the 11th floor opens. So who's ready to gamble? The Merchant Queen is in, so is the Cult Indoctrinator Arbok, the Holy Paladin, and the Black Witch are also down. So with that, let the game of poker begin. But first, the Martial King is aware that his foolishness has led his sentence to extend beyond time and space. The Martial King is aware of what he speaks of. Well, perhaps Kim has found a way for him to reduce that sentence. The Martial King is now listening to Master Kim. He'll do whatever it takes to be freed from this purgatory. Good. All he simply needs to do is tell Kim what cards they have in their hands. Sounds like a deal to the Martial King. Chapter 18. The Merchant Queen's hands gas. Fold. Arbok's hands dog water. He's bluffing his ass off. The Holy Paladin's hands quite mid, so go all in. Finish her. And Arbok's now out of contention, and he's not very thrilled about it. And Arbok has the audacity and goal to say that Kim is fucking cheating at this poker game because there's just no shot. What can Kim say? He's blessed. Plus, isn't it up to him to verify the opponent's skill before engaging in a game? Oh, you gotta be shitting, Arbok. This is clearly bullshit. It's now down to the final 3 contestants before we're swiftly cut down to the final 2 as the Holy Paladin is now officially out of contention as she goes over to tell Arbok whatever Kim is doing or using to win is truly monstrous. Is Kim and the Black Witch ready for the final round? Yes, they are both ready. The Black Witch asks him what exactly is his motive that he believes aligns with theirs. Well, there are a few. If you had to name his biggest motive, it would definitely be disdain. The Martial King informs Master Kim that the Black Witch's hand is trash. Is Kim aware of her backstory? No, Kim is not particularly familiar. Is her backstory special? No, in fact, it's quite the opposite. The reason she brings up her backstory is because everyone has a backstory that leads them to have their own reasons and circumstances. Yes, Kim also agrees with this sentiment and he knows what she's getting at, but she does not need to worry about his being a hindrance to their end goal. Kim may say that, but to the Black Witch, disdain is an extremely powerful motive that can also be a critical hindrance, especially to their end goal of clearing the tower. Kim understands her weariness, but that disdain is going to be the key reason he's going to become the greatest hunter in the tower's history. And to do that, clearing the tower is a must, no? So their goals align perfectly, doesn't she think? Oh great, another wacko for the Black Witch to deal with in the ever-growing ensemble. And with both parties going all in, Kim emerges with the winning hand, becoming victorious in this game of poker. What a wondrous compliment for Kim to receive from the Black Witch. So since Kim will be joining all 5 of their guilds, he would appreciate it if they could look at him on equal footing. The Black Witch wonders if Kim's fully aware of the weight that comes with what he just requested. Yes, Kim is very well aware of the baggage. If he wasn't, he would never suggest such a stupid idea. She's glad to hear it and is looking forward to working with him in the future. The Martial King yells that Kim's a fucking liar, he hasn't planned shit, it's all bullshit and fucking luck. Wait, now that the Martial King realizes it, he's fucking free at last. Hell yeah, woohoo! Kick rocks, barefoot, you zombie fucker. Kim wonders if the Martial King knows of the word dignity. The Black Witch wonders, since they're now working together, is Kim willing to divulge how he managed to beat the 10th floor solo? He could do that, or he can tell them information he's received about the 11th floor. So what will it be? Information on past events? Or would they like information on upcoming events? The choice is theirs to make. Chapter 19. It's the final minutes before the 11th floor opens up, but the world is still abuzz about the 10th floor, as it's been several days, and yet they've still not received a single detail on who or how it was beaten. Well, that's irrelevant now, as a golden-haired goddess-like figure appears congratulating them for not being completely useless and being able to beat the 10th floor. And speaking of useless, there happens to be a world in need of all of their help. While the figure continues speaking, the Sword Saint, furious something would imitate his god, jumps to the air to slash through the figure to no avail. All the Sword Saint ends up doing is exposing that the figure is nothing but a hologram, which throws everyone off guard a bit. The hologram finishes her grand speech saying in order to go to this new world and claim epic and grand prizes, all they need to do is say Isekai, as she wishes them luck and hopes they don't die a completely useless death. As many people then start yelling Isekai and getting transported to that other world, the Holy Paladin walks over to Kim to wish their new superstar good luck. What is the Holy Paladin on about? Why would Kim be a superstar? Don't tell her he's already forgotten about the bet. The Holy Paladin says, does this jog his memory? Remember, he was the one who wanted to be treated as equals to them. The reporters swarm in like beasts, asking Kim all sorts of questions, such as, did he seriously clear the 10th floor solo? Who actually is he? How long his schlong is? All sorts of questions. So the Holy Paladin is just gonna leave Kim like this? Don't tell the Holy Paladin that the future strongest hunter in the tower's history can't handle the measly paparazzi, as she then transmigrates. Wait, she actually just left Kim like that to deal with the paparazzi alone? You gotta be shitting, Kim. Wait a minute, the Marshall King recognizes that technique. Isn't that the exact same thing Kim does to other people? The paparazzi swarm in even harder, asking more questions of varying degrees of safe for workness. Kim, realizing the futility of the situation, gives them what they want. A comment. Kim says if they think they've seen anything yet, they're in for a lot of huge surprises in the future, as he pieces out by saying isekai. As Kim's transported to where everyone else is, which is an active battlefield, which is one hell of a spawn point. Chapter 20. Now transmigrated onto an active battlefield of the Omen versus Lindell, the two sides clashing with them in the middle of it. Everyone else is a tad bit panicked due to suddenly being thrust into a sudden life or death situation, when then an old general comes gallivanting through the battlefield, saying praise be to Queen America for sending such brave warriors to assist the Golden Order in saving the beautiful Lindell capital. The Sword Saint wastes no time starting the quest that has just been given to him, and the rest of the lot following the Sword Saint's lead and putting the Omen down. Back to Kim, who, as a reward for clearing the 10th floor, is gifted the overpowered ability of getting a map that's pretty much a Blackbird from Black Ops 2, along with some other special perks as well. Seeing these rewards be given to Kim, the Marshall King is not exactly what one would call ecstatic about it, cause where was all this favoritism bullshit when he was climbing this fuck ass tower, huh? Right, the tower almost forgot. Since Kim cleared the hidden floor flawlessly, the tower will be granted him even more rewards. The Marshall King declares this to be unfair lucky bullshit. As Kim basks in the aura of his own magnificence, does the Marshall King legitimately think this is unfair luck bullshit and some RNG type shenanigans going on? Yes, the Marshall King truly believes that this is some unfair lucky RNG bullshit ass game. Well, since it's all luck, then the Marshall King wouldn't mind putting another wager against him then? Yeah, fuck no, go fuck yourself. The Marshall King will not be doing that rigged horseshit ever again. Don't be like that, Marshall King. He just said earlier that it was some lucky BS, so how could he possibly rig a luck-based game? The Marshall King is not falling for Kim's bait. Well, since the Marshall King will not be placing any wagers, Kim needs him out of the way as Big Papa has work to do. Kim has the system show him some very important and pertinent information regarding enemies and allies. Wow, Kim can't believe the Marshall King would call a highly skilled game like this RNG. He should be ashamed of himself. But Kim's gotten all the info he needs for this trial run, so it's about time to reset this bitch and try again. And Kim knows just the NPC who would be willing to kill him and give him a new skill. Kim approaches General Alexander, asking how everything's going. Everything's going swell as it could be. Alexander wonders why the warrior has approached him. Kim approached him because Kim needs him to kill him. The Marshall King can be seen in the background yelling, he's a fucking scammer, don't do it. Alexander's in shock. What does Kim mean to kill him? Why would he kill a warrior who has come to help the Golden Order? Well, Alexander, you see, Kim has a special ability that can overturn the tide of battle. Its only downside is that it'll cost him his life. The Marshall King is still in the background yelling, Kim's not shit and will never ever be shit. Kim says that he believes it's worth it to give up his own life if he can save the Golden Order and his transmigrated comrades as well. Alexander still hesitant to slay an ally in cold blood, but not just any ally, but an ally who chose to risk his life for a world that is not even his own. Kim knows that it's a hard choice, but Alexander is a general, is he not? He must think of his people and kingdom's future. And if the price of that future is one life, then Kim believes Alexander knows what to do. The Marshall King is completely over this bullshit acting at this point. Alexander understands. Queen America, please forgive Alexander for the grave sin he is about to commit. The Marshall King's like, don't feel bad, General. Kim actually originates from Rey Lucaria, so its queen will actually praise Alexander for killing him. Kim thanks Alexander for making the difficult but ultimately correct choice. Alexander thanks Kim as a brave warrior, as Alexander shall never forget his name or face for what he's done for the Golden Order. Alrighty, on to attempt number 2. Now Kim is riding horseback through the battlefield, and this time with a brand new sword, the Sacred relic sword.